you kill off the beneficial bacteria. And when you kill the beneficial bacteria, and especially when you've homogenized it, you've turned milk into a major junk drink. So you've got chemicals in it, you've got all of the good bacteria knocked out by the temperature treatment, which is what pasteurization is. And now you have a little problem, because when cows are given recombinant bovine growth hormone, or Profilac, which they can be in the United States, unlabeled, of course, they develop terrible, terrible mastitis or infections of their udders. When they are milked, they have enormous levels of infective bacteria, but they also develop chronic running diarrhea, so much so that the FDA, when Profilac became a common product, the FDA had to increase the contamination that was permitted from both the mastitis and the diarrhea by a huge amount, or there wouldn't have been any commercial milk available in the United States. So instead of holding to the standards, they just lowered the standards and made the milk legal. Now, when you pasteurize milk at about 75 degrees Fahrenheit for just a few seconds, it varies from between 45 to 90 seconds, you kill the beneficial bacteria. You kill a few of the other bacteria, but you do not kill the Pseudomonas the Pseudotuberculinum bacterium. It doesn't cause tuberculosis, but it looks like a tuberculous bacillus. So the Pseudotuberculinum bacteria is not killed. What difference does it make? Well, milk is drunk primarily by children. And when children drink milk and the Pseudotuberculinum organism takes hold, they develop a disease which 20 or 30 years ago was virtually unknown in children. It's called Crohn's disease. There is an epidemic of Crohn's disease. It's a painful inflammation of the small intestine, which is where virtually all of the absorption of the nutrients of the body takes place. You don't absorb them through your stomach. You don't absorb them through your large intestine. You absorb them through your small intestine. The absorptive mechanism of the small intestine becomes inflamed and then is destroyed. So you get small, malnourished children in constant pain. Then they're put on steroids and their bones are destroyed through osteoporosis. So you have small children with weak bones who are ill all of their lives. And then there are other medications and other medications. It's great business. Who makes Profilac? Well, Profilac was developed and was presented to the world and marketed by Monsanto, Forbes magazine's Company of the Year.
Monsanto, I think their either VP or legal counsel went to work for Obama. Did you know that?
Yes. Michael Taylor.
What's his name?
Michael Taylor.
What the heck is he doing on the Obama team?
In charge of our food safety, among other things.
Well, Kim, it sounds as if you think Obama is on the side of freedom.
Actually, I don't think that at all. I see very clearly what's unfolding, and it's not a question of party for me. I see very clearly, and that's how I know what I just said to you. It's for people that are hypnotized by any administration, name, title, or propaganda. It's really who's on board what and who's coming out of where and who's doing what. If the legal counsel for Monsanto is on Obama's team...
It's not just the legal counsel, Kim.
Oh, I know. It's the whole caboodle.
The food czar, the food safety czar, Monsanto. The USDA, the head of the USDA, Vilsack, former governor of Iowa, Monsanto. The Michael Taylor, whom we just spoke about, Monsanto. There's no end to the penetration of the big pharma, big agribiz, big biotech, big chema people, big medica people in this administration and in every other administration. Cynicism and activation would be the order of the day. Cynicism without activation is worthless. But we have a chance to take back our food and take back our freedom. The place to start is actually food, because we all eat.
I'm in shock on a part of what you're saying relative to Monsanto being able to own animals, the right to have a farm, the right to grow food. In other words, they have patented or licensed animals, seeds, the molecular structure of seeds. When I heard that, I thought that was totally fascist.
And that's why food freedom is as important as health freedom, and that's why people need to go to www.healthfreedomusa.org and join the Health Freedom e-alert list, because it's not just about health freedom, it's about food, it's about freedom in other ways as well. And we're so grateful for you to letting us on your show and letting us talk about these issues.
Well,
by the way, that's the reason we've come down here to Panama and are developing programs to teach people how to recover their food.
If you go to a website for that one, too, and that website is International Decade of Nutrition. Long, but it's one word, www.internationaldecadeofnutrition.org, and you'll find out a lot about what's going on at the Valley of the Moon project in Panama.
And how you can participate in it, because Valley of the Moon project is an open project where people can come and live, where people can come and participate. We are literally reclaiming the production of food. And, oh, by the way, the government of Panama is asking us to help create a clean country without chemical agriculture, without chemical animal practices. And that is a model for the rest of the world.
I love it. I love what you're doing, and I can't wait to come to Panama to bring
it. What you can have right now, even before you think about coming to Panama, and you're invited. Come on down, Kim, and come on down the rest of you. But before that, you can have our first Friendly Food certified product. You see, a Friendly Food certified product is one that is friendly to the worker, friendly to the environment, and friendly to the consumer. When we got here, we learned that coffee was a horrible mix of fungicide and pesticide and herbicide, all of them horrible chemicals derived from nerve gas, by the way, which was sprayed on the crop without limit. There was no end to the amount that was put on. Even organic coffee has things like glyphosate on it, because they have a green band around the bottle, and so the farmer thinks that they're okay to use. They're incredibly poisonous. So we decided that we would handle the problem of the fungus that farmers use just devastating fungicides for, in the same way that I, as a physician practicing natural medicine for almost 40 years without using any drugs, would treat somebody who had a fungal overgrowth. I would give them beneficial bacteria and the proper nutrition, and shazam, the problem was gone. So we bought a very, very, very damaged, abandoned coffee farm, or finca, as they say in Spanish. And that coffee farm had incredible amounts of this fungus, Mycenia tricolor, or ojo de gallo.
Ojo de gallo, eye of the rooster.
Eye of the rooster. And so in a year, by spraying beneficial bacteria and nutrients on the leaves of the plants, and by putting compost, 10-ingredient compost, organic of course, on the roots of the plant, we created an incredibly healthy coffee farm that has produced the most magnificent coffee you have ever tasted, free of any kind of toxic chemical. It's called Valley of the Moon coffee.
I'd love to make it available, and somehow make it available on the site for people to buy it, and also to buy it from your site, obviously. But wow, I'd love to try it.
We can do that. If we can talk about that off air, Kim, because
absolutely.
It's available in the U.S., and it supports the foundation. valleyofthemooncoffee.org. I promise you, you've never tasted better coffee in your life.
I'm looking forward to it. I am a coffee drinker. I am a tea drinker.